Marooned on Triton.
Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Marooned on Triton. So, I think this week's probably just going to be a bunch of mining and, I don't know, random stuff. I may get started on an exciting project here, near the end of it, but we could definitely use some resources before we get into anything too big. So yeah, let's hop in and see how things are going. Okay. More yummy cobalt. My not rejectors, ejectors are on. I guess it's sort of me rejecting the stone. But I don't know, it's important to be intentional with your naming of these things. So, I don't know how much stuff I really need. Sort of the challenge here. I mean, I figure I'm gonna want a fair bit of cobalt, but I definitely want more magnesium. So maybe I just do one more load of this stuff. It's close enough that I can kind of, get to it quickly when needed. Oh, okay, we're full. Yeah, so one more load of this, which I guess is this load. Okay, that's a cargo bot, that's fine. And then we go and get a whole heckin' lot of magnesium. Because I am tired of being on the cusp of running out of ammunition. Also, I am tired of being on the cusp of running out of battery power. I may see, once I dock back up here, may see if I can take a little bit of the battery power from the truck, essentially set the battery on here to pull in, drain the battery on the truck, and then, well, see how much power that gets me. Because I don't think this... Yeah. I don't think I have a ton of power extra on here. I don't know how to judge things, but this one's lower, so I'm going to assume that's the flyer. Set it to recharge. It will pull out of this. Not super quickly, but... Oh, and... Well, it's not going to fully charge me, but maybe enough. I guess while that's happening, let's see if we can't get over to the magnesium in this very inconvenient snowstorm. Or maybe that'll help keep me hidden from any unsavory types. I just have to try and avoid ending up on the hill. Because I mean... Yeah, this doesn't look like it would enjoy a slope. I think it is about... In fact, it looks slightly taller than it is wide, which is usually not how you design for stability. I do like that I can kind of see all my info in this cockpit just nice and easily. Now, power usage, hydrogen, I mean, I guess this is all displayed on my, in-helmet HUD as well, but sometimes it's nice to, let the helmet stops working one day. It's nice to have it kind of right there, quick and easy. My helmet doesn't tell me there's a snowstorm going on, though I think I could ascertain that much. Yeah. This really is a whiteout. I'm glad I'm driving and not flying. I guess that's another unintentional benefit of going with this sort of hybrid rig, wheeled and flying mining machine. If I were trying to fly through this, I would be... I mean, I don't think I could. I wonder who put that hole there. Yeah, I mean, I cannot see, 20 feet ahead of me. Does this thing have headlights? I don't remember. They don't seem to be helping regard. Yes, it does. They're on. They do absolutely nothing. I think you're actually supposed to turn your headlights off during snowstorms. Judging by the GPS marker and these random holes in the ground, I think I'm close to where I need to be. Maybe we'll park here. So my idea here with this is essentially this vehicle can stay on the ground, so I don't risk it, rolling down the hill like so many of my other vehicles have. Oh, that's probably not good. I think we're out of battery on that one battery now. You can now be on auto. I have to make sure not to drain this battery. But plan is this vehicle stays on the ground, nice and level and flat. I fly up to the magnesium hole, drill it out nice and big first, and then I can just kind of ferry it back and forth fairly easily without having to worry about, vehicles falling. It's okay. Ooh. The downside here, the truck will lose power when I'm not connected to it, which does mean that turret's not going to work. I think the merge block will still merge, so I shouldn't have to worry about connection issues. And even if it doesn't, so long as I come in fairly level, I can connect with the connector. That will transfer power, and then all should be good. Alright, I can sort of see rough shape, so I guess we go for this. Just gotta go slow. Oh god. So, long term, maybe I should put a beacon on the rover so I always know where it is, though even if I had that, it wouldn't help me here because the rover has no power. Okay. Now if I'm right, yeah, this is magnesium hole 2, and I dug this fairly straight. So I should be able to just kind of drill my way into the mountainside here. And I ought to just kind of hit magnesium. If I'm right, I was on top of the deposit, so this will actually be an easier thing to mine than the cobalt was. Because the cobalt I kind of had to go down to. And then, attempt to mine without pointing two nose forward and running out of thrust. Okay. Is that... Yep, that's some. Let's just kind of clear out a bit of that. Okay. Ejectors are on. In we go. Oh. I wonder if I can turn around in here. Yes, I can. Uh, I wonder if maybe it would be smart to sort of set up the, uh, whatever it's called, the computing machine that turns on the light. If I tell it to turn off the drill, I wonder if that'll work correctly. Because in theory, I could make it sort of operate like one of those old school gasoline pumps people used to use before electric rovers. So it'll sort of go on, and then when it's full, it kicks off, and it's never actually full, so then you have to turn it on again. Let's see real quick. So I also think, I don't know if I noticed this before. Oh. I see why. I was like, I wonder if the red light will go off when the drill's empty, which it will, but to make the drill empty, I have to do that. And there it goes. Okay. So, which one of these is that? It's easy to tell. That's the merge block thing, that's the cargo thing. So, if I go to the second thingy and tell it to... So tell it to turn the drill off when it's full. So if I'm right how the drill's sort of computing input works, as I'm pressing the big red button on my control stick that says drill-shoot, it should... That basically just sends an on-off signal. Oh, speaking of on-off, the storm has turned off. So in theory, when I'm pushing down the button, if it gets an off signal, that might overwrite turning it off, and then I have to press the button again to start it, which would be the ideal. That may also not work at all. Whoops, I forgot I don't do that when I disconnect. Oh, headlights on again, probably smart. Yeah, so we'll see if this works. If it does, that will be very convenient. Also, 12 minutes when pushing. I probably only really have one more load worth of battery. So that's something to keep in mind with this rig. I'm definitely going to want more charged power before I go mining. And I'm probably going to want more batteries on the main truck rig. Because part of the idea of that is I take the miner back and recharge it. I've not even been paying attention to drill. Hold on. Will it turn off? No. It just powers right through. Okay. Well, that's fairly pointless, but you know, it was a good try. Okay. Let's get back out and dock, and then I may just remove that so that it doesn't end up causing weird problems in the future. Yeah, when we're stopping, we got 6 minutes. And I think I want to make sure I have plenty of electricity to get home on. So, in we go. Ooh, nice and quick. Connect to the drain. It drains out. Let me just real quick. Yeah. So this triggers when the drill gets full, because that's the on symbol. And then when the drill is no longer full, the this thing turns it off Does nothing to this, but it didn't really work anyway. Okay. Let's get out of here. How much stuff did we end up getting? Okay, so we've got about we've got basically an equal amount of cobalt and magnesium. Nearly one small grid large cargo container full. So that's a decent amount. I may want to come back and get more, because it's not that decent of an amount, but it was definitely much easier to get than getting by hand. And once I maybe do something else for a bit, leave this thing to power up, I should be able to fill both containers on a single trip, hopefully. Now you can see the hole this time. And I can see that scout. Okay, well, I do have a turret that is on. It's set to a good range. Set to target power. Thing doesn't seem particularly interested, but if it decides to make a move, I should be able to hopefully escape it. At the very least, I hopefully will be able to get close enough to home that home can deal with it. Shoot, I think there's some ammo at home. Do I have ammo on here? Yes. 4 cases. That might be all the ammo. Again, it doesn't seem to have picked up on me, which is good. I guess. I mean, it's fairly far away. While I'm out here, let's see what exactly we're dealing with in this thing. I mean, not much. Guess there's some valuable chunks here, but honestly, this will mainly just mean that I don't have to worry so much about shooting things at random whenever I, leave the house. That's a nice another crater to stumble across as I try and go anywhere. I think I thought about covering up the crater up here. No, I remember. I thought about it, and then it was proving to be annoying, and so I thought I would just ignore it. Just kind of unfortunate, because it's the main, the main way into and out of the base for any vehicles, so I've got to come out the driveway and immediately, avoid it. But I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. I never put that drone back up somewhere. Guess I should do that. Once I dock to that droopy connector over there. Now this will be exciting. This is the first time, I think ever, that I've had all the ground connectors filled with vehicles. Yeah, let's just kinda bring you up, and then maybe bring you down a bit. Trying to align things correctly. I guess this connector is somewhat lower than the others. So we'll bring you up, and look. The truck is slowly jittering itself closer already. It wants to dock. Though I think I can do it in a way that looks a little more straight. This is a long machine. Wonder if I should have put, like, I don't know, made it wider. Had side saddles. That'd probably have looked silly too. Alright. So that's everything docked. We should now, if I go over to our refining machine. Yes, we are refining things. Nope, not nag. We want magnesium. Let's go ahead and maybe do that first. And then whatever cobalt you can spare. And while we're at it, go ahead and make sure everything goes in here. Okay. So there is ammo on the base already, but I would like to have a fair abundance. Well, guess while we're here, so we're out of ice, we've got a bit of hydrogen, though it is going down because the engine is running. What are our batteries looking like? Fully recharged in an hour. Let's cut the engine off and see what they look like then. Okay, fully recharged in -2 days. So I'm going to assume that would equate to discharged in 2 days. Probably. Okay. So you've accumulated 2 days worth of power. I should probably make sure this is recharging. Which means it should probably have a battery group. Maybe a name. We'll call it the mining rig. Because I've already just called it that. Okay. So set that to recharge. Groups. Mining rig batteries. Put it in there. Okay. I could, I guess, control that with one of those other things. Oh, maybe I do. That's something I could do real quick, is kind of go around and upgrade all the vehicles. Give them computey bits and they can do more advanced things. So, we need the bits for one of these. There we go. I should probably start naming these with a system. Yeah, so this will be mining EC for event controller, mining rig, miner docking. So EC to dictate it's an event controller, then the ship, and then what it does on that ship. So let's copy this, because I'm going to be doing this a couple times on this one. So this one... Okay, this one's the new one. So, mining rig, base dock. Docking to the base. And then this one is mining rig, drill full. Okay. So this, I want to set up with connector connected. So that means I need to name these things. Mining rig connector. Or connector mining rig. Then I need to go... that's a downside with just using EC, is it'll show me everything that has EC in it, which is a lot. It pays attention to the mining rig connector. And when that mining rig connector connects, it will turn the batteries on to recharge. When it disconnects, it will do the opposite. It would be nice if we had an option to tell the batteries recharge on off. Oh, especially because I can't do this. So I've got to use then discharge on off, which is a bit of a pain. Granted, I guess it's not going to be pulling power in when it's disconnected, but I guess enable auto would do the same thing. So when I connect, it'll turn on recharge. When I disconnect, it will always switch to automatic mode. So that is that set up. I also probably want, since I'm in the process of doing it, I should get the 2 batteries extra than I was thinking of going on here. Oh, and then I've got to add these to the group. Oy vey. This does make things rather complex. So that should do the job. I could also set up this event controller. Do I have a group for mining rig lights? Don't think I do. I'm gonna need to change this for whatever vehicle that's on. Yeah, oh, and a beacon. This gets so complex. Let's real quick make sure this beacon is not broadcasting at its full range, because then everything will see me like that. Let's go 200 meters. I should never be more than, like, you know, I should never be more than that away. And if, you know, if an enemy is within that range, they've already spotted me, so that should be safe. So now, you know what? We're just gonna undock. Look at that, the batteries come on. That's a lovely test, because this makes it so much easier to set this sort of stuff up when I'm not seeing all the vehicles. Because what I want to do now is have a group for mining rig lights. We'll show those not in the terminal, but then we will again, because it annoys me, and that's 201 meters. There we go. So, and this should say mining rig. So now I have the group of lights, and I will turn off when I connect, turn on when I disconnect. So now, with one sort of simple connection, everything just kind of does what it needs to do. Maybe I'll leave the battery thing on the hotbar, even though I shouldn't need it, just in case something ever messes up, or if I want to, say, turn the batteries off when I'm not, you know, not on the base. But, yeah, so everything goes off, nice and convenient. Now, what do I need for this? So I definitely want a docking one. It'll turn everything off. Maybe, ooh. Here's an idea. Maybe I have one that controls the drills and hinge. So, yeah, I can put them in here. And I'll probably want all 3 of these spots. Little gyroscope. So, if I have one of these that essentially, when the drills start filling up, that means everything else is full. So then I know, okay, I'm full of ice. I want the drills off anyway, so I just have the drills automatically turn off and hinge back up. which will indicate, okay, stop drilling. Ooh. Here's an idea. Oh, but it's an idea that wouldn't help me. So I was thinking for a second, if I replace this little conveyor with a sorter, it will pull all the stuff out of the drills, but the drills automatically push everything out of themselves until there's nowhere else to push. So that wouldn't help. Though I could... Okay, this'll be a little convoluted. In fact, it's gonna be a lot of convoluted. But... Oh, but it may just work. So I could solve the issue of having the back cargo container here fill up and push the whole vehicle back heavy. I could solve that. Essentially, I want to set up a rig, set up a system that moves the stuff out of this back cargo container into these front ones first. And then once these are full, it'll overflow into this. So I could do that two ways. I could have it essentially pipe out of this back one from the top here, go over the middle one, and come straight into the front. That would solve my issue. But that just means it gets front heavy first, which is less helpful. Granted, the part of the issue is that the weight of the drills makes it naturally back heavy. But yeah, what I'm thinking here is that I'll fall off my ladder, because apparently the ladder doesn't actually work. If I use one of these, I can pipe into this big connector. I could even... Oh. I thought this might have a small connector on the side of it. It does not. So that doesn't really help me. But I could put one of those there, have the sort of sorters in the middle, and if I'm filling up the center container, that'll keep the weight in the middle. Oh, I could make this... Oh boy. I could start getting... I feel like this should be connected somehow. I could get real wild and essentially run... have multiple pipes. So I've got a pipe pulling everything out of this container, putting it into the front one, and then a pipe from this container in the front, putting it into the middle. So everything goes to the middle first. Once the middle container is full, it goes to the front. And once the front is full, it fills this one up. That seems a little insane. I think I'm going to try the all the way to the front approach first. And if it ends up being too front heavy with that, then I will start looking... I should be able to design it in a way that it'll be fairly easy to switch it out for the middle container idea. Oh, Oh. There's so much you can do when you're looking at things, when you're planning them. Okay. So if I have that there, and can land in the spot I want, we'll just go from here. So, from here, let's find that. So we have a sorter going into there. Then we have two pipes and a third pipe, and they go there. So what this will do is this will pull into this middle container from this back container, filling the middle one. I can then put another sorter pulling out of that container and putting it in here. Not like that, though. So this will mean, essentially it does what I was talking about originally. So, the ice will come out of the drills, go into this container. As it goes into this container, it will pull from there into this container. But if this container is empty, it will then get pulled out of this middle container into the front container. So, as I'm kind of going, everything will be moving forward once the front one's full. Then it moves back to this one. Then it moves to this one. And then eventually, when all those are full, plus this, plus once the drills are full, they will turn off thanks to the computing machine, pull up, and then I just go. So this should pretty much fully automate this thing. Ooh, I really hope this works, because there's a lot of thinking I'm putting into it. Yeah. Okay. Let's get stuff welded and then set up. Okay. So, we disconnect you. Do that. Should have probably done that first so the drills didn't de-drill. Also the wheels need to... I should have a hotbar control for this, especially because I won't need... Well, no, I will need those to turn them on, won't I? I won't need that. I should probably have it anyway. Well, so this is the ice machine. So, it needs ice machine wheels. And then ice drills, I don't think I'll get confused. Battery ice machine. Connector. Ice machine. Hinge ice drills. Yeah. Ice machine. Headlights. And I've got the wheels. So, real quick, just while I'm thinking about it. I think it's increase and decrease powers what I want. So I can knock it down nice and low so that I have nice and slow movement when I am drilling. And then when I need to get up the hill, I just crank it up because it's very heavy. So, now we have EC ice machine base stock, and then EC ice machine, EC ice machine drills off. I'll remember that. So that should be good. We want it to pay attention to those 3 drill blocks. And we want it to trigger if they are over, let's say 75%. Let's say 80. So I assume that averages out the drills. I hope so, but shouldn't matter too much. Everything should be pulled out fast enough that we won't get to 80 until the cargo is full. And at that point, you know, it's nice to have the drills full too, but I might as well. I think it'll be better to have a bit of a safety margin. I'm not that desperate and I can always go out a second trip. So what I want this to do is when it triggers, I want it to turn the drills off. Then, on the next set, I want it to reverse the hinge. Because the hinge should be down when it happens, and, well, the drills will be on. So yeah, that should work. Now, I need to set up the sorters to drain all and drain all. I want them to both whitelist. And I want them to do ice. Now I may need some sort of on-off ability, and I may actually put that in with the base docking. So, this will be ice machine auto balance system. I'll set this up. So the first thing it'll do is when I connect, it'll turn on recharge. When I disconnect, it'll turn on auto. Then it will turn off the lights when I connect, turn them on when I disconnect. Then it will turn them off when I connect, turn the sorters on when I disconnect. So my theory here is when the sorters are on, essentially what I want to avoid is a situation where I'm like constantly looping ice through the system. Because in theory, that sorter can pull from this cargo container. My hope is that it doesn't. I didn't think about this actually beforehand. I'm sure it'll be fine. But essentially, I want them to turn off at some point so they aren't just kind of bouncing ice around and around. So I'm sure all the ice gets pulled out and into the cargo system. So I think that's probably a-okay. Let's do a quick sort of parking test. So I've connected. Battery's still on auto because I didn't actually tell that to do it when things connected. There we go. Okay, now when I do it, yep, lights went off, battery on recharge, sorters go off. So, now I guess it's time to go and mine ice with this thing. And I think that's what I'm going to be doing next time, or at least starting doing next time. So yeah, this wasn't, again, not super exciting in some ways of an episode. There weren't very many explosions, but I think we did come across a very good idea. We've made some general upgrades to our useful machines, and I don't know, we should be well set to kind of get everything we need to, I guess in the next episode, maybe start working on some sort of way to go and attack the main base. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out any of the other stuff I've done, and until next week, bye-bye.